over. Hey guys, what's up? 7stop here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about which is the best Batman movie. I'm pretty sure that the other movies that were Batman movies before this aren't as good as the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, but we're only talking about the Christopher Nolan movies. And yes, we're finally going to do something. We're going to need to restart because this is way too echoey and the door's open.
Oh, crap.
I'm lightheaded now. Oh.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what's the best Batman movie out of the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, not
because we rewatched all of them. Yeah. I don't know if the other ones are that good, but I don't think they're as good as the Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it. But yeah, we're going to go over something positive today, alright? So we noticed that our video lineup, because when we record these videos, we schedule them, we record a bunch at once, and then we edit them, and then we schedule them. And then we noticed while looking through, there was a lot of them that was just sucks, overrated, garbage, sucks, this community sucks, trash, overrated, garbage.
Very negative. People would be like, do we like anything?
Yeah,
we like Roblox, because that's one of our positive videos.
Yeah, but we're releasing something finally that's a little bit positive on something that's good. It's just, for us personally, the negative
It's way
videos.
more fun to talk about
it's just way more fun,
topics.
But we still want to have a positive video out there, alright? And I thought that these movies would be good because I recently rewatched them and they were really good. So yeah, we're going to compare all three. We're going to talk about which one's the best one. And the answer might surprise you. But no, actually.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will, but still, we'll talk about all of them, and yeah, hope you enjoy.
Let's jump right
into it. But before, we gotta thank our sponsor, Nico. We got a sponsor, guys. It is Raid Chat. Alright, so let's first talk about
Batman Begins.
Batman Begins. So, this one was the beginning. This was the CPR of the Batman franchise.
CPR?
Right before this, we had Batman and Robin plunging the Batman franchise into kind of
Why not send Junior home early? I've got some wild oats to sow. Some lucky boy's about to hit the honeypot.
7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
All right, everyone, chill.
They rebooted it. They made it good again. And yeah, this movie's good.
And they took a more realistic take on Batman.
Yeah, that was one thing that Christopher Nolan,
or rather, more grounded.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan and I'm pretty sure one of the other writers was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make this a little bit more grounded, grounded, a little bit more believable. So they went with that. They made Batman. They have an explanation for almost everything. Obviously, some stuff is fake, but still, they have an explanation for
even though the explanations don't always make sense. They're good enough that you can suspend your disbelief.
It's really nice. That I do really appreciate that. I think realism in a story is always really important. And I think that aspect's great. The characters are pretty great, except there are a few meh characters.
But Bruce Wayne is the star, and he's good.
He's the best character. I really, really like Bruce Wayne. He has his three personalities. He has Batman, obviously. He has Bruce Wayne as he actually is, and then he has the billionaire playboy type of person. And I think that's done really well. I really like Bruce Wayne. He's a really great character. Alfred's pretty great. He's pretty funny. I like Lucius as well. They're all pretty great. Rachel, she's fine. She's just kind of the love interest. She's better in the second one. But,
yeah, she's definitely better.
We'll get to that one.
But even then, in the second one, she still kind of felt like a plot device at times.
But still, they're decent. They're good enough to pull their own weight, you would say. The plot is pretty great. The plot is interesting. It's a pretty decent plot. Nothing super amazing.
It's not super amazing, but it's really solid.
Yeah, it's really solid.
Ra's al Ghul is an interesting character, but he's not super amazing.
He's not an amazing villain. He doesn't really have as many lines. Like when you think about the villains, you think Joker and Bane, and you can instantly think of lines. But when you think of Ra's al Ghul, you just think of Liam Neeson guy who is
Yeah.
Ra's al Ghul. But yeah, he's still interesting and stuff like that. And I like that Bruce Wayne was the person that actually saved Ra's al Ghul and stuff. And it's a really good plot. The lines are all really good. I really like the lines. The dialogue is pretty great. There are some really great lines in the movie as well that I really like. And again, yeah, it's just a pretty solid movie. It's really hard to dislike this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily excel in any particular aspect, like go really high above the mark, but it's good at everything.
Yeah, it's really great. I really, really enjoy this movie. Let's talk about the practical effects.
Yeah,
this goes for all
of the movies.
Yeah,
they use lots of amazing practical effects
and like set pieces and stuff. Where most modern movies like Marvel and stuff like that, even though we like Marvel movies, most Marvel movies are just like
very
explosion,
heavy on
boom, CGI.
And as we said, the realism, it makes it feel a lot more believable. Because even though we like Marvel movies, sometimes it's just really insane and nothing is like realistic. And at first with Iron Man, it felt kind of grounded, but then it just steadily got more insane.
Yeah,
with
just
each Marvel movie.
Insane. They were just like, oh yeah, this technology exists.
And they kind of did that in this movie, but nowhere near to the same extent.
Yeah, nowhere near to the same extent. But yeah, we think that it's an overall really great movie.
Yeah, but we should talk about the effects some more.
Oh,
all
yeah.
the effects are, or maybe not all of them, but most of the effects are very practical.
Oh yeah, most of the time when anything
they film
is
in real locations. Do movies even do that anymore?
I don't know. I feel like they just film in CGI. If like most movies are made in like America, yeah, those movies are made in America, so they're like, oh shoot, is this in America? No, boom, CGI. We gotta have to do it. But yeah, everything is pretty much on location. Like I remember near the very beginning of this movie, like Bruce is going up to that like place with Ra's al Ghul in the League of Shadows.
Oh yeah, he's going up that mountain, and it looks like a real mountain.
And the camera shots are pretty great. The cinematography, just gonna get these out of the way. Cinematography and the music are both really, really great.
Although I think the cinematography in the action scenes isn't good.
Yeah, in the action scenes,
can be really confusing and hard to see what's going on.
Yeah, but yeah, the practical effects are really great. The I'm pretty sure most of the time, for a majority, like 95% of the time, things are destroyed. It's practical.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about it. Just a really great movie.
Very solid
and stuff like that. So yeah, let's move on to
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
Yo.
All right, so The Dark Knight. This is heralded as the best one by a lot of people, and yeah, it's not hard to see why. It's a really great movie.
Wow! Nice phone call.
Good old. Wait, did it? Okay.
All right, let's.
This is really great.
Well, sorry for the technical difficulties. We're going to get back to the review.
The Yum Yum Gaming Club, that would be cut out.
No, there wouldn't be any pause.
There wouldn't be any pause. It'd be like, oh yeah, we're going to cut that out. Nope.
And then it just leave it in.
Nope, it just leaves it in. So yeah, The Dark Knight. It's a lot of people's favorites, and yeah, it's not hard to see why. It's really, really great.
It's a really good movie, and
it's good.
There's a lot to say about it. Well, what will we start with?
We'll start with the let's start with the characters, like we started with last time. The characters, like, are good. All right, they're good. I wouldn't say there's like that many great characters, but they're really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a very plot oriented movie. Besides like Harvey Dent.
I think that the Batman was the main character, the main focus of all the development in the first movie, but in The Dark Knight, he's kind of a side note to the side characters.
He honestly is
Harvey
kind of
Dent and the Joker are really the stars of that movie.
Yeah, I think personally, even though it's not a really necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes Batman is just there to get stuff done. Yeah. Like Batman is like, oh yeah, get Lau from China. Okay, bam, he got that done. Oh yeah, Batman saved them. Okay, bam, he saves them. He's just kind of there to do stuff.
But, oh yeah, we got to talk about the action sequences in the movies overall. Oh yeah, like the first one. We didn't even really discuss those.
Oh, we kind of did, but yeah, the action in this movie is a lot better. In the first one, it was they tried to make it so that they cut it a lot just because they really wanted to make it seem like, oh, it was from the criminal's perspective. You can't see Batman as much. But in doing so, they just made it kind of confusing and stuff. People are just on the ground.
And the action scenes, they were pretty good, but Dark Knight is much more bombastic, and the action scenes are bigger and louder or whatever.
And just better.
They're better. Cinematography is so much better in the action scenes.
Cinematography is very, very, very good in this movie. Just like the first one, but the action scenes are definitely improved cinematography-wise. Yeah, back onto the characters though. Yeah, Harvey and Joker take the show. Joker is really, really, really great.
He's a great villain.
He's probably the best villain out of the three, if we're being honest. It was really going to be really hard to top Joker after this one. Joker is really great. He's heralded as like one of the best Jokers. He probably is the best Joker. He's really, really great. He has a lot of really iconic lines that are really great as well. And
great scenes.
Yeah, really great scenes. Like throughout the movie, there were just multiple scenes where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a great scene. Oh yeah, that scene was really great too. Oh yeah, this scene was really great too. So all the scenes with him are pretty great. If he's on screen, then it's gonna be good. That's pretty much that's pretty much it.
And it was really interesting, even though his character isn't really super deep. He's just kind of crazy. It was still interesting how he tells a different story about how he got the scars each time, and I think it's good that you don't know the answers to those questions.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Makes it more interesting.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Like the second that something is explained, fear of it is also removed and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really good. I'm happy Commissioner Gordon got some more screen time, which is pretty good as well.
He got development a lot in that movie.
He got a lot more development, which is pretty great. And then yeah, from moving on from the characters, we moved on to the plot. So the plot is still pretty great. It's solid. I don't think, again, it's anything really special.
Yeah.
I think the main thing that makes this movie really great is kind of like the moral dilemmas.
And the interesting like messages and the themes and stuff.
Yeah, that's what makes this movie really good. Like with Harvey Dent being broken down and everything like that, and the Joker putting them on the boat and everything, and again, the Joker putting everyone in morally gray areas and got to save Harvey or Rachel or stuff like that, and he ended up lying and stuff.
And like Rachel actually dies. It's actually lost in the movie.
I'm actually pretty happy about that. I'm glad they didn't have some sort of like, oh, she actually survived, like in every other movie and stuff like that. Like in Infinity
even in
War,
the Dark Knight Rises, Batman survives at the end.
Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely the most interesting part. I would say the camera shots and stuff like that is a lot better. The action scenes are better. The music was still good. The music throughout this entire franchise
I thought it was about
great.
The same.
Yeah, I thought it was about the same. A lot of repeated stuff, but it was still pretty
I didn't really
great.
feel like any of the movies stood out in terms of music.
No.
But it was good in all of them.
Mount the car!
Harvey, just in case, I want to tell you something, okay?
Don't think like that, Rachel. They're coming for you.
I know they are, but I don't want them to.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say. Is there anything else you want to say?
Not really.
They're just good. Joker's definitely the highlight. So moving on to the Dark Knight Raises.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight's Raisins. That's what we're going to talk about next.
Yeah. So. This was the one we just watched most recently.
Yeah, we just watched this one most recently, so it's most fresh in our minds. So, again, let's go ahead and get back into the characters. This is definitely a kind of return to form. Bruce Wayne is a lot more of a character in this one.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne is more of the focus.
Which I am happy
with. And I
with.
think that he's actually pretty good in this movie.
I do too. I think he's really great. He just wants to die. He lost everything and stuff, which is sad. I do like how they didn't like in this movie stuff actually, there is loss and stuff like that. Like in every Marvel movie, in most Marvel movies, it's just kind of like, oh yeah, it ended up like winning. Hooray.
Oh yeah, and everyone survived.
Everyone survived. Yeah, like Tony Stark never lost Pepper. No, he didn't lose that, or like Doctor Strange didn't lose his girlfriend or whatever. Like they don't lose anybody, but in this movie they legitimately they lost because of the lie that they had from The Dark Knight. It is having repercussions and stuff, which I actually am really happy with. I think it's really interesting where they put the characters. Like Bruce Wayne is really decrepit. He needs a cane.
I like it when you see him out of his prime. Yeah. And how he has to struggle to get back up to fight crime and fight Bane. Yeah, and stuff like that. And again, Bane is a pretty great villain. He could never beat Joker, but he's still really good. He has some great lines and stuff. And again, there's some. Yeah, he's still way above most superhero villains. Yeah, and I still think he's better than Ra's al Ghul. And but yeah, he's just the Joker. It's really difficult to beat that. But I still think they did the best with what they had. Like the actor Tom Hardy did a really great job with him physically. Obviously, apparently he put on tons of mass. Oh, really? In order
play Bane and stuff like that. So I think he did a pretty great job. Other than that, the characters, Commissioner Gordon's pretty much the same. The new cop, like Robin, I don't know that his real name was Robin or whatever. He was a good character,
him, but he wasn't a super like focused character.
No, he was just kind of
there.
The cop who's nice.
Yeah.
He's just there. He isn't bad, but he's still kind of good. But moving on to the plot, this is definitely probably the weakest.
Yeah.
The weakest
because of that,
movie.
mainly because of that twist.
Yeah. So the twist is, Talia, this one lady that Bruce was nice to.
And we should talk about that.
For
some reason he has sex with her. What is with that stupid phone?
Okay, we're gonna reset that.
No, what the heck?
Ah! We can't. Your house is actively rebelling against positivity. All right.
Now that we're done being interrupted by the phone.
Stupid phone. But yeah, it's really kind of strange. Like Bruce Wayne, I always thought of Bruce Wayne as kind of this, like, he was always super nice and stuff. Like in the first movie, he puts on the billionaire playboy like facade, like goes to like rich places and just buys stuff, and he's like, okay, and he's like, well, I'm buying this restaurant or whatever, stuff like that. But secretly, he was really nice, and he was leaving,
he just did it because he needed to keep that facade up.
And like in the first movie, there's this great scene where like he's leaving, and then the two like movie stars or whatever get into the Lamborghini, and he stays back and gives a little bit of money to like the car hop or whatever. But in this movie, he's just kind of like, I met you, sex, and then he just has sex with this
random
that one person. Like
it just doesn't really feel like there was any development. It's like, what we're doing?
I
doing
like
this now.
Bruce Wayne just wouldn't do that. Like Bruce Wayne wouldn't do that. I'm sorry, but it was just kind of. I feel like the only reason why they did that. It didn't fit with his true character. Yeah, I feel like the only reason
just to have that cliche reveal where the love interest betrays the main character. It didn't work.
That's just what happens. She just betrays him, and it's just like, I hated my father, and it's kind of
and there's this love triangle with him and Catwoman or whatever
Selena
she is.
Kyle, and like again, it's just really weird. And then she stabs him, and then she's like, it's a slow knife. My dad died, or I hated my dad because he excommunicated us, but then when he died, I realized that I had to carry out his legacy. So it was really strange, and it was kind of sad because I was like, I would have been fine with just Bane being Bane.
Me too. Like, that's exactly what I thought.
I would have been okay with that.
And I thought that if that hadn't happened, the movie would be significantly better.
Honestly,
because the plot would have been way more solid.
Yeah, but even then, still, like the plot is kind of like it's based on this time bomb. Like I do really love the whole anarchy state thing. Like that was really
it's a really interesting environment to put our characters in,
and it's really cool to see that the Joker was right. Like when the chips are down, these civilized people they'll eat each other and stuff like that, and it was pretty neat to see that. And it was still really interesting. Although again, it was kind of like cliche. It's like, oh no, you have the time bomb, you have the MacGuffin. Yeah. Like the Batman movies kind of always had the MacGuffin, but it wasn't a primary focus. Mm-hmm. But for this movie, it was kind of a more primary focus, and the plot has a few more like holes in it randomly. Like there'll be just random stuff like the beginning, you'll be like, how the heck didn't they hear Bane's men drilling and doing all this work underground? Or like the cops go into this one restaurant to get this like congressman. And then Selena Kyle's on the ground. And she's like, ah! And then she gets out because she's faking it.
And she passes a bunch of cops, but they never recognize her, even though she's a wanted criminal.
Yeah, they established that like he literally says like the ground is shrinking beneath her feet, so that means she's pretty much top wanted.
Wouldn't they if she was in this situation because she's in this like gunfight or whatever? They would probably, if they noticed her, probably have detained her and tried to figure out what she was doing there.
Definitely, which they end up doing later on. But it's just there were just little holes and stuff like that kind of throughout the plot. But it still isn't bad. I said the characters are still pretty good. The effects are still good as per usual with these movies.
Cinematography is pretty great.
Good. The action scenes are good again.
But they're not as good as The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but still like it's still good. Like I love the scene where Batman and Bruce rise from the pit. That scene was really, really great.
Oh yeah, the pit. I really loved the pit and all that. Even though the reveal wasn't my favorite, I still thought it was a great place to put Bruce.
Yeah, and like how he did it without the rope and stuff, and like he had to rise, and it really made it feel earned instead of kind of like him getting some like weird magical juice serum to help him just kind of
or
like
a MacGuffin or something.
Yeah, like
did you notice there was a detail there where he throws down the rope when he gets up to the top?
yeah, I did
thought
notice
that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome as well, and I thought that it was just really, really, really well done, all that stuff, but just kind of everything around it is just kind of not frustrating. It's just kind of a little slightly bit disappointing. But
Yeah,
I feel like they tried to make it the more bombastic.
Yeah,
insane.
It was really ambitious.
Yeah, I was really ambitious because again, like, how do you top the Dark Knight at the time? Because
and there's a nuclear bomb.
Yeah, exactly. So that like, but it's still really, really good, even though there are quite a lot of flaws with it. It's still good.
I think realism took a hit.
Yeah, I agree.
The technology is more sci-fi and less grounded in reality.
Yeah.
And like the bomb, it looks kind of like a generic sci-fi MacGuffin bomb.
Yeah, just a giant ball with like lights on it.
And it's
stuff.
like, why is a fission reactor being stored in this environment?
Exactly.
In this like empty concrete thing? That is not how it would
exactly.
work.
And he's like, oh yeah, it's not being used right now. And I'm like, okay, yeah, if you're not going to use it, I guarantee you there would at least be something to detain it.
There would be guards.
There would be guards.
There would be
something.
That you just need way more to actually keep a. Yeah, I mean, fission reactors don't exist, but. Or so wait, I think it was a fusion. Sorry, fission reactors exist. Fusion reactors, which is what this was, don't exist.
Yeah.
But if that technology existed, it would be heavily guarded, and there would have to be way more stuff around it to contain it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just kind of our kind of main issues. We think it's the weakest, but there still are some really great things in here that we really like. So on to the conclusion of which one is the best.
We think they're all good.
Yep, but the best one goes to Dark Knight. Wow, it's almost like you knew it. But
yeah, Dark Knight.
Yeah.
We think it's the best one.
Obviously, it's pretty clear. It's just kind of... all right, we're going to go in depth a little bit.
But I think each of the movies does something
different
and makes them special.
Yeah, so I think, if we're looking at it objectively, obviously Dark Knight. Dark Knight is just filmed the best.
Most solid plot,
It's
most
the
solid
plot,
visuals.
Visuals, villain. The characters, the Batman kind of takes a hit, but we still got that from Batman Begins. But yeah, not my biggest issue, but something that we agree on is that like Dark Knight didn't really have something that Batman Begins had. Batman Begins has a special like tone and feeling. That
Batman
really
Begins feels like an early 2000s movie. And I like that feeling.
And I feel home. I feel like this is a really great movie, and I just enjoy it.
But
and I still love Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises feel like modern movies.
Yeah.
Whereas the Batman Begins feels like a little bit more dated, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
In a sort of what did you say?
Not really dated, but
I'm trying to think of the word. I know there's a word for what I'm trying to express.
Well, it's still, it's just kind of a...
You can just cut some of that out. Dang it. There was a word! And I don't know
We're going to find it. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Delightful, pleasing, pleasant, agreeable, likable, endearing.
Endearing!
We found
That's the word I'm looking for!
Go! Okay.
Where were we? The other two movies feel more modern. They feel like something that could come out today. But Batman Begins is a little bit more old-fashioned, kind of dated, but not in a bad way. It's sort of endearing.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate it. And
it has a special tone and look and stuff.
Yeah, special tone, special look. I love the feeling of like, again, of hero finding a spot. I love origin stories and stuff.
It's nice to see Batman come up from nothing.
Yeah, it's really great. And I think that Batman Begins, I always just kind of really like these stories where there's one main character that you follow.
Yeah,
and
it's
you feel
really,
like
it's heavily focused.
Yeah.
Which is something I felt the other two movies lacked in a sense, is they had lots of things going on, especially The Dark Knight Rises, and many different characters.
Yeah, like in The Dark Knight, I never really felt like there was one specific character I was with the whole time. But in Batman Begins, I felt like I was with Bruce Wayne, I was with Batman and stuff like that. But again, it's not against Dark Knight. As I said, we still think it's the best one, but it's just something that Batman Begins has.
Yeah. And what about, let's talk about Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, it just kind of gets the bad end of the stick. If you have, like, Batman Begins is really, really solid, But like Dark Knight Rises just kind of takes a hit to the plot, which is a major part of it. So that's kind of what brings it down.
I think Dark Knight Rises also does something different.
I agree.
And like it has like the city, the environments. I think the environments that and the situations that Batman is put in are the most interesting ones.
Yeah, I agree. Like before, there was just kind of like, oh yeah, Batman was in his Gotham trying to help Gotham, and in Dark Knight, it was just, oh yeah, I'm back in Gotham trying to help Gotham. But this was interesting how
it was like he's in the pit. He's in Gotham, but it's an anarchy city, and it's in the snow, and there's all these enemy patrols and stuff.
Yeah, it was the first one to have the climax take place in the day.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of it was different, and we still think it does something new, and it was still good. Again, we gotta stress that.
Yeah, it was very
still,
ambitious.
Yeah, it was still very good. Like, how often am I gonna complain that, oh yeah, a twist, there are a few plot holes and the twist wasn't as good. Like, alright, I'm sorry, but The Mummy is way worse. Okay, so
most
we still like
movies are way worse.
Yeah, so we still really like this movie. But yeah, Dark Knight just kind of takes the cake. It's just really good at everything besides maybe a few things, but it's just kind of the objective best movie. So that's our view. Again, leave what you think down in the comments. That's pretty much all I have to say.
Yep.
They're really good. We want to have at least one positive video
on our channel. But I'm sure we have some others, but
still one a longer video that's kind of positive. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I really like these movies. Leave down which one's your favorite, what we should watch next, video suggestions, stuff like that.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.